Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Parashat Pointers for Parashat Kedoshim. This week's message is dedicated in honor of Rabbi Shmuel anonymously, Rabbi Albert Shmuel. Thank you so much for that beautiful dedication. So Rabbi Akiva teaches us there's a great kalal b'Torah, there's a great lesson in the Torah. Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. You should love your friend, your fellow Jew as you love yourself. This is a mitzvah that encompasses the entire Torah. Ze kalal gadol b'Torah, says Rabbi Akiva. It's really amazing because it's very reasonable if you observe and you say, what do you mean? If you shall love your fellow Jew as you love yourself, it's reasonable to say that that includes all the mitzvot that have to do between man and his friend. But to say that that also includes and covers you for the mitzvot between you and Hashem it's very hard to understand that. If Rabbi Akiva is saying that the love of your fellow Jew encompasses the entire Torah, that means it also includes those mitzvot that are between you and God, like kashrut, like Shabbat. I mean, those mitzvot govern the obligations you have to Hashem, not to your fellow. So how do we say that? How can we say that V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha covers everything? We see the same type of idea in Masechet Shabbat, that a non-Jew came into the Beit Midrash and asked Hillel and Shammai. We know that he asked Hillel, the great Hillel, tell me the entire Torah while I'm standing on one foot. And Hillel said to him, I'll tell you, what you don't like done to yourself, don't do to others. The rest is commentary. You see, that's the same idea. The way we're treating our friend really encompasses the entire Torah, which includes also the mitzvah between us and Hashem. How do we understand that? To answer this question, we have to understand that there are three loves that a person must have. There's the love that a Jew, should have for Hashem. There's a love that he should have for the Torah, and there's a love that he should have for the Jewish people. This is brought down by Rav Tzadok HaKohen. And he says, from Dublin, and he says those three loves cannot exist one without the other. If, for example, if you have a person who loves Torah, but he doesn't love Hashem, I mean, come on, how could you love Torah and not love Hashem who gave you the Torah? Let's imagine you have a person that loves, and by the way, if he loves the Torah without loving Hashem, he's loving it from an academic standpoint. For example, I know in Korea they learn Torah, they learn Talmud because it's good for the brain. I mean, that's crazy. At the same time, you could love Hashem and you don't love his most precious gift, the Torah. How could that make sense? And finally, how could you not love the Jewish people who Hashem created to give the Torah to and who Hashem loves? I mean, but even more than that, in every Jew, there's a chelek Elokai memal, mamish. There's a piece of Hashem in every Jew. So if you don't love a Jew, you're almost not loving Hashem. And when you love a Jew, you're loving Hashem. Perhaps we could use this to say a little bit of a hidush, that when we love our fellow Jew, we're really loving Hashem. And what emerges from this idea is that our attitude towards others actually reflects our attitude to Hashem, the actual maker. Therefore, the way we treat others encompasses all that we do in the Torah. In fact, in Pirkei Avot, Rav Chanin ben Dosa says, this is found in Pirkei Avot, and he says something unbelievable. Hu haya omer, he would say, Kol sheruach habriot nocha himenu. Anytime the people love a person, ruach hamakom nocha himenu. Then we know that Hashem is getting nahat from this person, and the converse also. If he doesn't give respect to others and other people don't love him, then Hashem doesn't love him. Can we imagine the way Hashem feels about us is based on the Torah, is based on the way we treat others? How can that be? And the idea is very simple. When we love our fellow Jew, we appreciate and realize the greatness of our Father in heaven. There's a story that I heard, unbelievable story. A group of students, yeshiva students, that were going to their friend's wedding and they were on the road and they realized they didn't pray mincha yet. But at the same time, if they're going to go find a minyan, what's going to happen if they're going to try to find a minyan? So then they're going to miss the huppah. But hey, there's also minyan, huppah. What do we do over here? So they asked the Rosh Yeshiva from Philadelphia, Rav Shmuel Kamenetsky, Shlita, he should be well. And they asked him what to do. The rabbi said, keep on driving, pray without a minyan, and get to the huppah. The mitzvah of making the groom happy far outweighs to pray with a minyan. So one of the boys said, "Really, Rabbi? You're telling me that I have to actually go and miss minyan for this? I never missed minyan since my bar mitzvah. 6 years. He was 19 years old, 20 years old." You got it all wrong, says Rosh Shmuel Kamenetsky. In the Torah, there are no streaks. There's only the will of Hashem. Hashem's will is that you should go make your friend happy at his simcha. When we're raising our children and our students, we can totally miss the point. If we don't explicitly intertwine their midot as an expression of their service of Hashem, then they will not value its importance. If you approach a yeshiva boy and you ask, what's more important, shaking a lulav or dancing for a hatan at his wedding, his answer should be that they're exactly equal. So what's the lesson to take out for us as parents? Let us focus on our children with a love of their fellow Jew by teaching them to appreciate the godliness in everyone in the Jewish nation. In that way, we're going to ensure that the way they treat the mitzvot between man and his fellow is with the same esteem as they treat the mitzvot between man and Hashem. Shabbat Shalom.